and viewers. Thank you for joining us again as we come day two for the first test to review the morning session with West Indies and Bangladesh. West Indies at the end of 110 overs or 336 for the last of seven. At the wicket is Justin Greaves on 63 from 103 deliveries, and Kimar Roach 19 from 74 deliveries. Tygel Islam 1 for 87 from 30 overs, and Meirez, the captain, the standing captain of Bangladesh, got one wicket for 59 after 21 overs. West Indies in a very commanding position after losing the toss, asked to bat by Bangladesh. Alec Atenis yesterday went for 90 went for 90 from 130 deliveries, 10 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 69.23 runs per over. And also Michaela Louis was caught and Bol Mehdi Hassan Meirez for 97 from 218 deliveries, 9 4 and 1 6 with a strike rate of 44.5 runs per over. And West Indies at the moment in a commanding position. I have with me here the Honorary Secretary of the Cricket Hall of Fame, Mr. Dale Brown. Your thoughts on West Indies' performance so far?
Good morning, Mr. Carlin, and good morning to all the viewers and listeners. Well, Bangladesh bowling attack, as we know, is not very penetrative, and West Indies have done very well so far. Um, what stands out, of course, is the 97 by Michael Louis, and unfortunately, he lost his patience when he was in the 90s. He spent 27 deliveries in the 90s, making 7 runs, and finally lost his patience with a very reckless shot, which, was very surprising that he didn't just try to grind it out and take 3 more singles to reach that milestone. So that was a little disappointed because I think he batted so well and showed all the patience that you would want it to show. Athanaze, my understanding with cricket is when you're in a big partnership and your partner gets out, you try to make sure that you don't get out before the other batsman gets settled in. And he used the sweep shot and scored quite a few runs from the sweep shot, the regular sweep and then the reverse sweep. I myself do not feel comfortable with that stroke. And it proved to be his downfall yesterday. Deserved a century. He's one of those players that if he's at the wicket for a long time, he's going to make a lot of runs because he's always looking to score and he has that ability to put away the bad balls. Again, the disappointment, but that fourth wicket stand between him and Michael Louis was very crucial, and it is unfortunate that neither one of them went on to make a century. That being said, and I will spend a little time on Mr. Da Silva because he continues to disappoint.
Yeah, and he's the vice captain.
And he's the vice captain, and he continues to disappoint. But Greaves, when a player is in form, he is confident because he believes I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make runs because that's what I did the last time I was out there. What he's showing us is a consistency. Cricket and anything is not so much about the talent, but is how consistent you are in showing that talent. And we know his record in the domestic 50-over cricket tournament, but he has brought it over into the test arena now and is batting very confidently. And the veteran Roach picked there for his bowling, but shows if you apply yourself and know what your goal is, you can sit out there and make runs, especially against a bowling attack. that is not penetrative at all. This is not a top class attack, and the batsmen can go out there and just apply themselves and they make runs. So West Indies are in a very, very good position, and it's going to come down now to the bowlers to take some wickets to really drive home the advantage that they have right now.
Absolutely. And where do you see West Indies ending if these three wickets doesn't fall in the um, tea session? Should West Indies declare at the end of the tea session and put Banganishi into bat to go into day three with an advantage?
I believe if they bat out that session, they should have gone at over 400 runs.
Yeah,
And with that in mind, and looking to win the game, they now have to give the bowlers all the chance and the time in the world to get at Bangladesh. So I'd look for a declaration at around say 420 or 400. Once they bat out the session, just declare.
yeah.
That's what I would say.
Ye-
Yes.
Yeah, and with Banganish record the last two time in the Caribbean, first innings out for 43 and coming back to the Caribbean again, their first innings they went out for 103 and in their previous test against South Africa earlier this year, just before they came to the Caribbean, they struggled with their batting, even with Mushtaka Rahim and um, the injured captain Santo, they still couldn't hold their own where the batting is concerned. So they came to the Caribbean with an inexperienced side, batters that have not been tested. And so, with that being said, the West Indies should really look to wrap this up come tomorrow. Once they insert Banganish, they should give themselves time to take the 20 wickets. So I fully understand what you're saying there. And it comes down once again to the killer instinct and if Craig Brathwaite has it.
Yes, I agree with you right there. You have to go for for the victory and think in terms of the victory. And let's see what Brathwaite is what tactics they are going to employ going forward. Try to get to 400. And remember now, it's a fast bowling unit that you have. So you have to be very careful how much pressure you put on them because we don't have a spinner to just eat up overs and then rotate the fast bowlers around the spin bowler. They'll
Yeah,
have to go to the part timers like himself and Athanaze to give the fast bowlers a break. So even if you're able to enforce a follow on, you have to make sure that the bowlers remain fresh
yeah,
so that they can bowl out the team.
yeah, second time around, absolutely. Just to go back, we don't have a long time here today. Just about 10 minutes left. Going back to the bowlers, rather to the batters. Is it concentration or inexperience with Michaela Louis yesterday reaching to the 90s after doing so much work? And this just strengthening the fact that we are saying that mind power needs to be instituted because after doing the work to get to 10, get to 20, then get to half century, and then reaching once again into the um, 90s and failing. If mind power had been instituted, he could have visualized that he's not at 90, but he's at 40, trying to go to 50, trying to block the 100 out of his mind, if you might, so he could get to the three figure um, score that he desired to get to. But you could see how much time he spent in the 90s, and it really affected him because it's as if he could get even one more run since he reached 90. He just got 7 runs, and those 7 runs that he got was very risky in the end.
Yes, Mr. Codlin, a very good point. The thing with mind power, or any mental strengthening. It's just that it strengthens your mental capacity. So you're able to refocus, refresh your mind, because you could see that he was tired, and he was tired even before he got into the 90s. He was tired and he was struggling to make runs, so we know that it was a grind for him. He wasn't scoring fluently as Athanaze was doing it, and it got to him. He didn't get out because of a good ball or anything like that. He got himself out because he got frustrated, which with mind power training, not that he wouldn't get out, but he wouldn't get out with a reckless shot. He would get out to a ball that deserved to get his wicket. That delivery did not deserve to get his wicket. Come dancing down and swinging for the fences, and you're at 97. It was like you just say, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to swing, and that is it. I'm tired. The pressure got to him. And
Yeah,
that's where mind power would allow him to refocus and at least get to that century,
yeah, it would have
because it's
made
a
a difference.
milestone.
It would have
Yes,
made a
sir.
difference. Alec needs the second time for the year in the 90s giving it away. How disappointed are you by this young man having so many chances to impress again, and after falling out of favor in the limited overs um, part of the game, but still being persisted with in the test arena? Do you think that yesterday should have been the day where he stand up and say, you dropped me from the ODI and the T20 team, but here I am. I can still do the job.
Yes, no question. And it points to another part of mindfulness and mind power, resilience, because he could have come in. And remember, they pushed him back down in the batting order
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
They didn't just, they demoted him in the batting order. So he came out and was the most positive of the batsmen because he scored his runs quickly.
yeah.
If he batted as long
Mikhaila
as
Louis.
Louis, he would probably make 150.
Yeah,
That batted as long as him. And such is his mindset. He does not allow the bowlers to get on top of him. So I'm disappointed he didn't make the century because it's a significant milestone. But I'm also impressed with his resilience. And it tells me that his mental approach to the game is a little bit stronger, especially at the test level. What we want to see from him now and from Louis too is that consistency. Don't just give us a glimpse here or there, do it consistently.
absolutely, absolutely. Because these guys, especially Alec Atenis, is looked on as a future leader of the West Indies team. Let's look at Joshua De Silva, all the nice about Craig Brathwaite, um, Joshua De Silva coming in as vice captain. But if you watch, since he was made vice captain in the South Africa series, his form has gone completely down. And this will strengthen the saying in the Caribbean, who is going to replace Craig Brathwaite as captain? And Joshua De Silva, despite being pushed by the higher ups, are not doing himself any justice at all. Just to strengthen the point, he's the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, who narrowly got into the semi-final of the ongoing CG United Super 50. But even in that, he has not gotten an half century, anything to write home about. So do you think now that Tevin Imlach is in the team, the West Indies should give Joshua De Silva a break and ask Imlach to come in?
Thank you, Mr. Codman. I'll just simply say this to you. Joshua De Silva, right now you look at wicket keepers around the world in world cricket, it's like before where you could get away. You can't do that anymore. In the last 2 years of test cricket, all the teams, and we look at all the batsmen who score at least 300 runs in the last 2 years. Guess what, Mr. Codlin? Joshua De Silva has the lowest batting average of all wicket keepers in the world
Yeah,
in the last 2 years. In the last year, that is from January of this year to now, Joshua De Silva, seven wicket keepers have higher batting averages than him. He's number 8 out of 10,
yeah,
that score at least 200 runs. We're not counting people who play one or two test matches. We're playing people who played enough to score 200 runs.
yeah,
He's the worst. He's the worst. And we keep batting him there, playing him there. He's not a great wicket keeper just as a pure keeper. So you would say he's there for his wicket keeping abilities. And one of the problems is when you take a marginal player like himself, who doesn't warrant his place in the team of performance, you should not make him vice captain.
absolutely.
To me, you should not do it. You want someone who, or you appoint the vice captain game by game, or series by series, but you can't give him the vice captaincy because really and truly, Imlak or anybody, Imlak in particular, deserve to get a chance now to show whether or not they can bat at this level.
Yeah.
Because averaging 21 runs per inning at number 7 is not good enough.
Absolutely. And for West Indies team to be better, they need to make these changes so it can reflect in the batting because you don't know what Imlak can do if you don't play him. And Joshua De Silva have gotten chances in Australia and in England against South Africa. Imlak was on all of those tours. So it's now high time for him to get an opportunity. We'll discuss that some more tomorrow when we meet again, nevertheless. But that's it for us here. We are going to just give a quick review of the state of the match again before we leave you. So, the West Indies, after day 2, um, morning session, after 110 overs are 336 for the last of 7 with Justin Greaves unbeaten on 63 from 103 deliveries. Kimar Roach unbeaten on 19 from 74 deliveries. Earlier today, Joshua De Silva was uprooted LBW um, for 14, and Azari Joseph, the normally reliable Azari Joseph, went for 4, and the West Indies in the morning session losing 2 wickets. They are Bangladesh win the toss and choose to bat first. At the moment, Tijel Islam 1 for 87 from 30 overs, and the captain Media San Ramirez 1 for 59 from 21.0 overs. And that's where the game stands at the moment. Bangladesh yet to bat, but West Indies in a commanding position. And we are saying that once West Indies cross the 400 run mark, ask Bangladesh to bat, insert them and get as much wicket in the final session today and come back tomorrow and finish them off. Because when you hold teams like these, we are to finish them as quick as possible and give the guys some rest till they come to Jamaica next Wednesday. Hall of Famer Secretary Mr. Dale Brown, thank you for joining. We'll be back tomorrow to give you tomorrow evening to give you the third day's report. We'll not be back on at lunchtime. We'll be on tomorrow evening after play to give you report of this final uh, of the day 2 final sessions, last 2 sessions, and also the entire 3 sessions in day 3. weather permitting. Honorary Secretary, thank you for joining. To all our supporters, viewers, and subscribers, thank you for listening to us this evening. It's quite an honor to be back here with you each and every day. Mr. Brown, your final thoughts.
I would like to see West Indies solidify their hold on this match, and that Roach and the other batters will stay with Greaves long enough for him to get the other 37 runs to make his century. I think that would be a perfect icing on the cake. And then for us to be able to declare and the bowlers have enough time to get at the Bangladeshi batsmen and bowl tight. Don't give them free runs because you don't want to spend too much time out in the field because we have to keep them fresh
For the second
for
go.
the second go around because I'm looking that we're gonna be in a position to enforce the follow on, and we may not be able to do it. It depends on how much bowling the bowlers did in the first inning. So we may have to come back out, go for quick runs, declare again, and then give ourselves all the time to bowl them out.
Absolutely. Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Brown. Viewers, thank you for joining. Goodbye for now.